All right, let's get into it. Dragon Ball Project H 1000 is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Okay, so before we get into this, somebody actually put the official trailer for Project H 1000 in a playlist, and it was accidentally called Xenoverse 3. Like somebody who actually works at Bandai Namco, like this staff member, actually responsible for putting the video up. So it happened, it leaked, and then everybody's like, oh shit, this is Xenoverse 3. Anyways, let's get into this.
Project H 1000 is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Let's talk about it. We have a lot to discuss. Now, I'm gonna just hop into the elephant in the room right away because I feel like this is the discussion. We have two sides right now. You have the one side that's talking about this is Dragon Ball Online, they're bringing back Dragon Ball Online, and we got the other side that is basically saying that this is Xenoverse 3 or like a successor of Xenoverse 3. Whether or not they call it Xenoverse 3 or H 1000 or Xenoverse H 1000, it doesn't really matter. The point is this is the third entry to the trilogy. This is going to be the trilogy of the Xenoverse saga, and I have a lot of like evidence to support it, which is why I'm making this video. But first and foremost, let's look at the trailer. I'm gonna go ahead and play. I'm gonna pause right now. Right off the bat, we see Chi-Lai's hair. The thing about
I was just about to make that joke. It's literally a human Chi-Lai with the hairstyle and actual, what color is that? Cream skin like a white person would have, or any race other than black.
That they do for Xenoverse over the course of the past decade with Xenoverse 1, Xenoverse 2, they always reveal this mystery character that just gets us talking. That's the point. They want us to make videos like this. They want us to go online and talk about.
Yeah. You're giving them free marketing. Not that they need it, but it helps.
What is their purpose? Why do they look like Chi-Lai? The same thing happened with Xenoverse 1 when they had the red hair Saiyan in Trunks' outfit. And then in the sequel, the blue hair Saiyan, and now we got the white hair Saiyan. Now something to also point out is
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, Mastered Ultra Instinct. You see the correlation there?
Red hair was at the time going with the release of Super Saiyan God, and then shortly after we got Super Saiyan Blue as well, which was released in DLC. But the whole point of Xenoverse 1, the red hair was supposed to like imply Super Saiyan God. We just got a brand new transformation for the first time in like 20 years in Dragon Ball. And then with the sequel, we now have blue hair, which goes with Super Saiyan Blue. Now here we are a decade later, and we have white hair. What is
just said this?
That's right, Ultra Instinct.
Mastered Ultra Instinct.
Has Ultra Instinct. I mean, they might if this is Xenoverse. The whole point is they're going off of the Goku colors right now. We got red hair, blue hair, white hair for UI. That's the point. They're doing this on purpose. They're sticking with the theme. That's number one. Or I guess.
And how you know it's the case too? The eye colors actually match the hair and the eyebrows. Well, obviously because the eyebrows are hair too.
I don't know, but it sticks to how they revealed it. Number two, I'm gonna hit play and pause, bro. That is the Time Patroller iPad that they bring out. If you pause the game in Xenoverse, what do they do? They start typing in the air. That's what this is.
What's weird to me about this though is that there's no watch or device that this projection is actually bouncing off of. Like you think they'd have like a watch or something. But it seems like in Xenoverse 2, which I actually have on PC and PS4, but I don't play it as much, the consoles just float out of nowhere when you pause the game. I don't know, it's a minor gripe, I'm just saying.
Right off this is the menu. The menu. Go put up Xenoverse 2 right now and pause the game. What do you see? You see this. I'm gonna hit play again.
Yeah.
We see the character over here. They're setting up a training scenario, and this is very important. And this is why, as soon as I saw this, my
gravity room probably.
This is just the most Xenoverse coded thing I've ever seen in my life. We have moves. This character is mimicking everything. What does Xenoverse 2 do? It has you paired with mentors. I mean, the whole point is you're learning other moves.
That spin that she did, I'm assuming it's a female. It looks like one. I hope. Probably. I don't know.
As soon as I saw this, my brain
kind of reminiscent of Gogeta.
The most Xenoverse coded thing I've ever seen in my life.
Hold up, it's gonna come up soon.
Moves. This character is mimicking.
Yeah, that spin, that's very Gogeta-like. When he was fighting Broly as Super Saiyan Blue, when he like kicked him in the face right after they broke out of that multicolored dimension in the movie.
Do? It has you paired with mentors. I mean, the whole point is you're learning other moves. Every move this character does is from another attack that's available in the game. That is Super Saiyan 2 Teen Gohan's uppercut. I forgot.
I didn't even realize that.
Flight or something like that. And then we have Sledgehammer, the most iconic attack of Xenoverse.
Let me see if he's gonna mention the Gogeta spin.
Well, actually, we got the spinny attack, which I believe was I want to say that's adult Gohan as
Yep.
well, but I might also just be like not remembering.
Yeah.
I'm doing this all off the top of the dome. But after this, we see Godbreaker, bro. That's Godbreaker, right? The whole point is
Close
every
enough.
move
He
that's
mentioned the
exhibited
spin.
Right here
Wrong
is
person,
a
though.
move that this character learned. What does Xenoverse do? It teaches you to use these moves. It puts you into the game to use these moves that we've seen these characters do in the anime over the course of the past 40 years now. Like, this is Xenoverse.
Yep.
Something I want to point out, and why the Dragon Ball Online thing is also a good thing for example. If you guys remember in Xenoverse 1, we had Toki Toki City. We had our first hub where we can get together in a Dragon Ball world. When we got the sequel with Xenoverse 2, we now have Kantan City, which is even bigger. I have a theory they're going to go all out. We're going to have a much, much bigger world. So I guess...
I don't even remember what the Xenoverse 1 city looks like. Let me look at some screenshots real quick. I haven't played that in a minute. Yeah, I vaguely remember this. This game was just completely built for online and nothing else. Oh, they added it for Sparking Zero. Anyways, getting distracted.
Even in the reveal, that there is like a whole world behind it. I'm assuming that just means like now we're going from Toki Toki City to Kantan City to now we have the Dragon Ball Online world, whatever they call it, Kantan world, whatever. The point is it's supposed to be a place where we can all get together with that created characters to do everything in the game. And something else that he was also mentioning is how the game's gonna have a whole lot of content. What does Xenoverse have? A lot of content.
It has to.
So generational as an anime game because we didn't just get online to fight PvP. In Xenoverse, we had 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s. You had Crystal Raids, 1v6, 2v6. You even had Hero Coliseum, which is a completely brand new game added within the game. This is Xenoverse. Now, whether or not they make it more like Dragon Ball...
I feel like what usually happens with me is I buy a game, they update it so much over the years that when I do come back to it, I just get overwhelmed and just never do anything with it.
Aspect is up in the air. It might be, but I strongly doubt that the next big game is going to be a console MMO. It just doesn't make any sense. On top of that, I'm going to be real, and this is not a shot against them, but Bandai doesn't really tend to innovate like that. I think the only time they ever really innovated that really worked was Fighters. But like that was a space that was just so missing that when they did Fighters, it just made sense. It fit, you know, and that's why that game banged. But they tend to just kind of do what works. And on top of that, we have Hirano-san, who was the guy behind Xenoverse 1 and Xenoverse 2. Granted, you might say, well, Hirano got promoted. Now he's in charge of all Dragon Ball games. Well, if that was the case, he would have had someone under him basically presenting the game. But no, he's presenting it because Xenoverse was his baby. Let's talk about it. Now, I know immediately people
That's
say,
crazy.
well, this is Xenoverse. Why don't they just break the internet more and just say it was Xenoverse? The internet already broke yesterday, dog. We had so much news from the fact that Moro is being animated, which I had a reaction to, but I was way too pussy to upload it because I'm not trying to fight Toei right now. And then we also have the remake, which is mixed opinions, but honestly, it's kind of gas. And, you know, for now, it sounds like they're doing just Beerus and just Frieza. Whether or not they pursue more is up in the air and will work.
I would think that would be a waste of resources. I really hope they don't take that manpower to recreate even more stuff that we've already seen. I think the biggest part of it is that they initially started out with Battle of the Gods saying that Beerus was using 70% of his power. So to me, I think that's the biggest reason why they would ever want to like recreate that. Because, you know, at the time they weren't really sure where they wanted the story to go, so then they had to retcon things in Super, and oh, Beerus isn't really 70%, he was using less than 0.001, which we realize now, seeing that Goku is infinitesimally stronger. I don't know if I said that right. Infinitesimally stronger than he was then, and still can't beat Beerus. So I think that's the number one thing they need to focus on those remakes. For Beerus, at least, I don't really know what to say too much about the Frieza segment of it.
Beerus is gonna be 6 episodes, and Frieza will be 6 episodes. It's kind of short, sure. From what we saw, it looked great.
Okay, great.
Conversation from the other day. Point is, the internet broke yesterday. You don't need to have twice the news to kind of go along with this. Granted, it says Xenoverse, it would have broke even more. But what's important to also note is Battle Hour is their big baby. Every single year for the past couple years, they've always used Battle Hour as a way to announce like the next big thing that's happening with the Dragon Ball franchise. And dropping
Games and media.
Battle Hour won't have much to present. It won't have much to present. What's going to happen in Battle Hour in, I believe, April, they're going to give us more details on what's coming with the DLC for Sparking, which for the most part we kind of saw. And also they did drop a roadmap saying that at the time we're recording today, we should be getting Mission 100 and then Survival Mode in spring, and then of course the DLC coming this summer. And there's still stuff to present with that game. But as far as with this, there's so many questions, and now we're gonna be stuck talking for the next couple of months while we try to figure out what this game actually is. Either way, it is exciting. Again, whether they call it Xenoverse 3 or Xenoverse Project 1000, I am pretty confident this is a Xenoverse sequel. We are.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, especially considering, as a matter of fact, let me look for the thing online. Xenoverse 3 playlist. Bandai Namco. They actually accidentally put it up on the site. Let me see if they have a screenshot here. Okay, I don't think they did. Hold on, let me. Yeah. Why does this website look so sketchy? Yeah, alright, perfect. Here we go. So, 429 views 3 weeks ago? That's weird. I think it'd be more than that. Well, this is interesting. Bandai Namco Southeast Asia. Oh, so it's one of the other language variations of the channel. Has listed Age 1000 in a Xenoverse 3 playlist. And this guy noticed it, it seems. So, yeah, that's pretty much as much proof as I need. And this is on the official channel.
In the trilogy era of the game. And on top of that, they've been working on it for a long time. Something else I want to point out, that back in, when was this, like 2017, 2018.
This guy kind of reminds me of Pedro Pascal.
Me, Reacts, and a couple other were working on this game.
Hold on, go again?
2017, 2018, which is wrong.
That's 6 years now. 7 if you count 2017. Yeah, 7 years. That's a lot of time for a Dragon Ball game. That's a lot of time for a Dragon Ball game.
Me, Reacts, and a couple other were in the presence of Hirano, and we actually got a chance to just tell him everything that was wrong with Xenoverse. It was a lot. And whether or not they were already working on this game at the time or not, doesn't really matter. But the point is, a lot of feedback went into, like, number one, improving Xenoverse 2 shortly over the next couple months and years at the time, but also in the next game. And I also believe a lot of that did go into potentially working on this game. The reason I'm bringing this up is just because, like, Xenoverse 2 was flawed. And honestly, looking back at it, Xenoverse 2 was absolutely rushed as a game. And I'm glad that they decided not to just drop Xenoverse 3 at the time and just kind of give us the same game, but to actually, like, look at what was wrong with Xenoverse 2 and improve on it.
Updated over time.
It looks like that they're fully improving
on
what the concept of Xenoverse is. And now they have much better technology with, like, the PlayStation 5 and the Series X and PCs, as opposed to what they had 10 years ago. I think that was a
much better hardware, not just for the release platforms, but also, well, I'm pretty sure they already have high-end PCs already from the jump, but even more high-end PCs now, and then the gaming engines and all of these things are probably a lot more advanced and can do more stuff more efficiently. So there's also that.
And something else also point out why they would not just outright reveal this is Xenoverse is because Xenoverse is still going on. We have a DLC 3, which is, I believe, it'll be announced at Battle Hour, with a DLC 4 still, which is a question mark. I guarantee you what's going to happen once
they're adding Belmod.
DLC 4 is going to tie into what's happening here. A lot of people also, I'm going to point out, is like, well, it was Age 1000. Bro, Xenoverse is about time travel. I mean, I get Age 1000 sticks with the Dragon Ball line story, but a lot of people are like, it can't be a Xenoverse. It's Age 1000. They're time traveling Xenoverse, dog. They're time traveling. Now, whether or not, you know, this mystery character is going to go travel between age 800 or whatever Xenoverse takes place, or if the next game just is like that far ahead in the future, we don't know yet. I'm sure we're going to get more revealed, you know, as we get.
Wait, what age is Xenoverse based in? I'm pretty sure it's age 700 and something, or 600 and something. Hold on, yeah, here it is. 852, oh, I was wrong. 2 years after the events of the first game. Okay. So it's 148 years later for this upcoming game now. So that's a lot of time.
They might even keep this a secret for another couple of months. Because again, 2027 it's still a solid year away. My dumbass definitely thought the other day, well, at least 2027 is around the corner. Oh yeah, it's January. My point is like, there's still a lot to like, you know, keep hidden while they're promoting DLC for Xenoverse 2. Because the thing is like, if you reveal that Xenoverse 3 is a thing, I feel like a lot of people are like, all right, I don't want to play with you anymore, and just drop their Xenoverse 2 and then not get DLC 3 and 4. But again, that's just kind of a headcanon theory. That's probably not the case. But I'm tossing it out there as a possibility as well. Point is, there is still a lot that just like screams Xenoverse coded. Again, the big one to me is also like, again, the whole point of this character being revealed the way they were is they did this twice already. They did this with Xenoverse 1 and 2. And I'm telling you, I was there. I made a lot of videos on this at the time. It was a discussion pretty much daily for months. It's genius marketing if you think about it. You dangle like, you know, candy in front of us.
It is. I said this at the beginning of the video. I literally said this at the beginning of this reaction. It's free marketing.
Candy is. And right now they're doing exactly what they want. Is we're doing exactly what they want. Is we're talking about this. It's free marketing for months. Battle Hour is going to come up. We know Battle Hour is now a thing even more. We're going to be hyped for this. This is just how they do it. If this is Xenoverse, the sequel, the successor, the trilogy, there's going to be a lot of content. I know we said about Sparking. Sparking, you know, not to knock Sparking, was just sold to us from a way where it was like, oh, you're going to have infinite content with like stuff like custom battles. And then it wasn't what it was. But at least with Xenoverse, we know in past games. Unless they decide to drop this game with like less content somehow, which I don't think is the case, because even at the reveal they mentioned there's a lot of content in the game. There's a lot to do. And the beauty of Xenoverse and why it's so popular and why it's still played 10 years later is because when you get tired of PvP, you can play co-op. You can play 2v2s, 3v3s. You can do raid battles. You can be the raid boss. You can even play board games. Like, there's so much to do in Xenoverse, and that's why the game was great. Honestly, Xenoverse should have always been the blueprint for anime games because, like, it gives you a bit of everything. Consider the fact that they've been working on this game for like 7 years, as Hirano-san said. It tells you that they're actually, like, really putting some love into this. Mind you, Xenoverse 2 dropped a year after Xenoverse 1, 2015, 2016. Here we are now, a decade.
I think if you drop the sequel that quickly, then that's you acknowledging that the first game was pretty trash. Or just not as good as it should have been. Because nobody drops a sequel that quick.
Sequel, and I think it's in good hands. I think, you know, between like everything that they learned from Xenoverse, everything that they've seen with the player base, and just knowing what we want, I think it's a W. And again, the other thing I want to point out, I don't know if I talk about it or not because I've been rambling a lot right now. Something else is important about this trailer, and this is maybe potentially headcanon. When the character goes Super Saiyan at the end of the trailer, I think this is done for two reasons. Number one, to reveal that they're Super Saiyan, but two, we see the
Either Saiyan, yeah,
which has been like one of the most controversial things in Xenoverse.
That looks like Goku Black rather than regular Goku.
The hair didn't change, and I think partially the reason
and I'm pretty sure it was
always like that is because again they rushed that. They dropped Xenoverse 2 way too soon. But now it's like here we are a decade later, and I think this also shows us that they finally have figured out, or not really figured out, but they added that kind of love into the game. When we transform, we'll now have different hairstyles. Again, we know very little, and we're gonna know very little until Battle Hour probably. I don't know if they're gonna drop any more tidbits until then. You guys look at Spark and Zero. When they revealed that trailer originally at Battle Hour, they didn't show us anything for like a year. So we pretty much will probably be like that. I mean, I'm sure Battle Hour will show us another trailer. Maybe they might reveal it as a Xenoverse title. Maybe they won't. But either way, that's the next time we'll have more information. If anything else pops up, I will let you guys know. You already know I'm going to cover this game. As somebody who's been... I'm here because of Xenoverse. This is a big game to me. And whether or not, again, this is called Xenoverse 3 or Xenoverse Age 1000, I don't really care. I'm here for another Xenoverse chapter. Another Xenoverse saga. Because that game was generational. And honestly, and as I said before, if they happen to drop this game, like how Xenoverse was, without the Desync Online, this will be probably the most generational Dragon Ball game that we have ever gotten and ever will probably get. But fingers crossed, hopefully the online one desync like it was in Xenoverse 2, because oh my god, that would be bad. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Be nice to each other. I know whenever any of these discussions are uploaded, people tend to get very, very passionate about it. It's like, no, it's online. No, it's 3. End of the day, it is a Dragon Ball game, so kind of keep that in mind. Everybody in the comments are your brethren. Do not fight each other.
I need to get one of these mic filters.
Once we know more, we'll know more. But for now, all we have is just headcanon and ideas, and yeah. That's it. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you guys whenever the next update for this game comes out at some point in the next couple months.
All right, let's see the comments real quick. Everyone start caring about yourselves because we need to survive to both the anime and games release. Yeah, this is what everybody's been saying about GTA 6. If this world don't blow up in the next 2 years, that is, especially considering with what's going on over IRAN. But anywho, the reveal animation alone felt very Xenoverse 2 animated cutscene coded. The way you mush those words together is a bit weird, but I get what he's saying. The animation does look very reminiscent of Xenoverse 2. This has to be a spiritual successor, and I'm here for it, 100%. That kick is when Vegeta decked Broly in the face. Yes, finally, somebody got it. Did he heart it? No, he didn't, unfortunately. Bandai just accidentally leaked a playlist called Xenoverse 3. Yeah, so we know it's this. Yeah, I'm glad he acknowledged that. Why is he not hearting these, though? He must be getting hella comments. I mean, how many subs does he have? Like over 1 million? Yeah, 1.3. Makes sense. I'm not even big, and I miss them. But that's because of my own neglect. I'm not paying attention to this, because although, you know, it could have been intentional that they put it as Xenoverse 3, but I feel that that's kind of stupid, because then when it comes out, then it would be like, oh, you lied. It's not really Xenoverse 3. I mean, if the game's good, I guess it doesn't really matter, but I don't think they would do that just to lie. But I genuinely, I flow Kirkenuinely. Yes, I'm using these Gen Z brain rot terms. I flow Kirkenuinely believe that this is Xenoverse 3. Alright, so that was my reaction to that. Hope you all enjoyed. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Turn on post notifications. My socials are in the description. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Goodbye.